Hey folks, how you doing? It is day 4 of the lockdown and it is time to head out into the wilderness and do some camping. Now, this is no heavyweight backpacking trip. This is ultralight backpacking. I've got quite a few miles to travel over multiple different types of terrain. It's going to be a tough one, but I think I've got the right gear. Things should be okay. The weather, it's a bit hit and miss today. The forecast is not looking too great. We've got thunderstorms coming in. It's going to be a tough one, but I've got the right gear and I've got my dog with me, and that's all that I need. Like I say, this is an ultralight backpacking trip, guys, because we've got a lot of miles to cover. So, 70-litre backpack that's filled with minimal gear. Got my tent, probably weighs about, I don't know, 40 or 50 pounds. Very lightweight. Over here, the cast iron Dutch oven. Again, weighs probably twice the amount of that. Super lightweight. I'm going to cover loads of mileage with these two. And of course, got my buddy Jax with me. I'm going to feel safe with him. He's an absolute killer dog. And yeah, nothing's going to get us out there. Hope you're ready, buddy. It's going to be a serious trip. We've got some mileage to do. Whoa, that's light. Okay. Glad I got the bigger backpack, you know, just the minimum amount of gear I need. It just made sense to go for the big backpack. Again, cooking wise, you can't get much lighter than a cast iron Dutch oven. You ready, Jax? Let's go. Into the wilderness we go. Pretty rough terrain at the moment. A bit sludgy. Jax, move. So we're about half a mile into the hike, and I've come across a very, very rare wild edible. Do not be fooled by the colours on these wild edibles here. This is called the Babyus bucceus plant. It changes colour multiple times a year, but however appealing it looks, whatever you do, do not eat this plant. It will leave you in hospital. So just beware. I've found a lovely patch of them here and they look lovely, but they must be avoided. It's like a desert out here. I don't know when these thunderstorms are due. Me and Jack's been hiking, I don't know, 2 hours now. It's just barren. There's nothing out here. You know, we really feel truly alone out in this wilderness. I'm having to ration myself water. I don't know how long this is going to last us, but this is all we've got. And we're very far from any other water source, so we've got to be careful, haven't we, mate? No, don't wheel that. He's far from home as well. It's been difficult for him, but he's powering on through. Everywhere I go, all I can see is this green stuff. I feel like I recognise it from somewhere. Not sure where. It's just everywhere, as far as the eye can see. Anyway, got to keep moving. Well folks, we've been doing about 3 miles now, 3.5 miles, and I think I've finally found a place to set up camp. So I found this spot just here. It's got really good natural windbreak. That stone there, and also this bush here is going to provide cover from those cold northerly winds. Looks like an ideal spot. I think we could have a little fire pit here, set up the tent there, and then we're going to have to go and forage for some food. Jax seems to like it as well. I think Jax may have found some wild food already. He's been on the prowl. There's definitely some sort of big animal down there. He's pretty wary. What you found, boy? What you found? Dig it out. Dig it. Dig it out. I think we'll set up the tent first. It's a nice, flat, level area. Ideal, the tent won't be on a slope either. This is the spot. Using my new tent today. This is the Snugpack Scorpion 2. Going to put it to the test because, like I say, conditions aren't ideal for camping at the moment. I've got full confidence in this tent to be able to protect us from the elements. Tell you what, this ground is really tough. Must be some sort of bedrock under here or something. God, I can barely get that peg in. That is tough. Well, it looks like someone's come to help me finally after doing this hunting. Looks like a pretty good tent. This is a outer fly tent set up, so you set up the outer tent first and then you get the inner tent put up inside. At least that's when it's raining, which thunderstorms are forecasted later. But when it's raining, you can just set this up first and then keep your bedroom area dry. So this is the tent, obviously without guy lines set up, but this is the Scorpion 2. I like the design of it. Looks like it could do well in a storm. Pretty aerodynamic with all those angles, but I was pleased with how simple it is to set up. Let's take a look inside. Roomy. And that's the inside without the bedroom area put in, the inner tent. Everything's taut though, so we're good to go. Seems simple enough to put up. We're gonna have to hunt for some food later because I'm getting hungry. I'm in. I'm safe. I'm protected from the elements. Good amount of space. Probably lie down this way, I'd say. I'll show you the gear that I've got in a minute. Like I say, ultralight backpacking trip, so I've really not brought too much with me. I'm pleased with this. Content during this lockdown. Self-isolating. I can't even see that. Like I said, I'm keeping it simple. So obviously I've got the tent, I've got my canteen cup. Then we've got some gloves for the fire when I make it. Simple setup, sleeping bag, inflatable mattress and a pillow. That's pretty much all I need in there. There's a few other bits which I'll show you later. Well folks, the tent is set up. The issue I have now is fire. I need to get a fire going, but there is a slight problem. There is a severe lack of firewood around here. I can't see any deadfall trees, looking very limited. My situation is starting to get worse, and of course we've got the thunderstorm coming in. I mean, if I could get a chopping log that would be great, but unfortunately I don't even have that. So we're going to have to go foraging and scavenging for firewood. Jack seems to have got the idea as well. He's looking for some firewood there. I'm going to have a look around. If only there were some sort of decent trees with firewood around. It's going to be a tough one. We're going to have to go scavenging. Well, I've hit the jackpot. I found a couple of dead trees after a pretty big hike. Managed to saw them up, split them, and even got some time to kiln dry them. So I think, lads, we're going to be okay for a fire tonight. And then we've got, that's some apple. We've also got some silver birch. Excellent. If only I had a chopping log. Do you remember me saying earlier, this is a lightweight backpacking trip. So I've brought just a small, simple splitting maul. It's pretty lightweight, this one. It's only got a 6-pound head, but it's going to do the job. Got wood for days. Well folks, I told you it was coming. The thunderstorm has arrived. I told you this was coming. Thankfully, I'm inside the tent. I managed to jump in just before the storm arrived. What a piece of luck I've had. I'm gonna hunker down while this storm goes. Sadly, I can't put the fire on. I hope the firewood doesn't get wet, but this is it now. We have to stay inside and let this storm pass. Well, the tent, folks, is wet, but I am dry. I don't want to get my fire too near the tent because the sparks from the fire could end up going on that, and it's not the right material to take a spark like that. It would probably make a hole in it. So, another tool I packed, nice and compact, in the backpack. I need to dig myself a nice big wide hole through this turf here, have the fire on that, and then I can use that turf again to lay over once the fire is out. I reckon about probably here. Okay, dug the circle. I'll split it in half using gloves. Hopefully can get this out in one piece. There we go. To anyone that knows my wife who is watching this, probably best to not let her know that I've cut up a piece of her lawn. Let's keep it between me and you. That's a good tool there. So we've got our fire pit dug. Thing is now, I've got the firewood done, but I've got to find something to light it with. I'm looking around and there's a few trees that might have some tinder on it. This hedge is a prime example. This is the bush you're looking for. It's sort of a dark green with light green tips, and if you just reach in just behind one of these tips somewhere, usually you'll find some high performance zip lighters, but you've got to really dig around. The key is to look behind the dark shoots of the tree, and they're just on the inside. So the key is make a little platform there, pop these firelighters in a row like that. In fact, I use that as there as well. And basically we're making Jenga. And then leave a bit of a gap, light one, pop it in there, and there we have it. Carry on with the Jenga. Put one over the middle. We're going to get a big fire going. Okay, fire's going. I can relax a little bit now. We've had the thunderstorm. The wood thankfully didn't get too wet. That's going to burn pretty well now. I'll let that burn down. Stack up a few more logs and get nice hot coals, because obviously we're using the lightweight Dutch oven. And yeah, I need some hot coals to be able to cook on that. Problem is, I've got nothing to cook. I'm tired, dehydrated. I've got to get out there and now find and forage some wild edibles. Luckily I've recognised this plant just here, next to the fire. Now to most people this looks like a garden plant, but this is no ordinary plant. If you look hard enough, usually at the base, just in here amongst the shoots, there you go. Look at that. Wild carrot, perfect size. It's a keeper. A bit further. Ha! It's my lucky day. A parsnip. I'm sure there's something else somewhere. If you get down the... There we go, look at that. Oh, what a beauty. A potato. Well, I got my veg, which is great. I genuinely didn't think I'd find anything that resourceful, that useful, that nutritious. But I've got no meat. The thing with meat is it likes the shade. Lots of sunlight over here, so I need to go and find some shade and just hope I can stumble across a wild animal. Lots of sun up there. There will be no wild meat there. We've got to stick to the shade. Stick to the shade. What's in there? Purpurus flowerius. No, nothing in there. Usually the meat is grazing out in the open. You just got to spot it. Ah! Would you look at that? What's this? Oh! What are the chances somebody is looking down on me? Prime piece of beef. We've got some hot coals under there. I'm just going to place that gently there. And get that blown up nice and hot. To be fair, I don't even need to blow the flames up. That's going to boil away. And it's just going to cook in its own juices. Fill it with water. We'll check on it in a minute. Another thing I packed in the backpack. Again, lightweight. Doesn't take up too much space. Oh, right in the smoke. Oh, that's bubbling away, I can hear it already. This is the life, eh? Out in the wilderness, cooking good food, foraged food, smoking away. Look at that. Ooh. Possibly a bit too much heat, I think. Almost certainly a bit too much heat. Also discovered some leek. Yeah, you get him. Sun is starting to set in the west. Camper's looking good. Jack's still hunting. Almost forgot the most important item. A beer. Luckily, got a spare supply. You gotta be kidding me. So if you haven't figured it out right now, I'm obviously not in the wilderness, guys. I'm here in my back garden. This was just a bit of fun to try and make some of you smile, because I know a lot of people are going through some difficult times right now. I'm fortunate enough to be able to obviously have a garden to go out into. Some people don't have that. But at the same time, I think we've all got to try and remain positive, because there's a lot going on. So, cheers to everyone watching, wherever you are in the world. I'd like to dedicate this cheers to all those on the front line, the hospital workers, nurses, doctors, the delivery drivers, the postmen and women, the carers, the teachers, all of those people out there, the bin men, everyone on the front line putting their lives at risk to try and save others. So to you I say cheers, and to everyone watching I also say cheers. Let's spread the positive love. Our family, keep them close, stay at home and be sensible. Cheers to everyone who watched my last video. Before the lockdown. We're in a lockdown here now in the UK. I appreciate everyone who watched the pallet cabin overnighter. I managed to just get that in a couple of days before. I didn't know lockdown would come so soon, to be honest, here in the UK, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. And those out there camping and wild camping and things, you probably should think twice, because even then you're travelling, you may go to fill up your car, spread the disease, who knows. Just think sensibly. Hence why I'm camping in my backyard. Don't know when this is going to end, but I'm grateful to everyone who does watch this video. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, I know it's not the woods, it's not the wilderness, it's not pure bushcraft, but it is what it is. Oh, I think we're done. That is looking pretty good. Couple of chunks of beef there. It's piping, steaming away, piping hot. But I am outside, so it's going to cool down. Let's try some of that wild beef. So good. I've got some for you as well, don't worry, buddy. Yeah, I've got some for you. Hello. Where'd you come from, eh? Well folks, we are inside the tent. It's a little bit cosy in here. Jax is here. I have some beef because he's been a good boy. Wow, you didn't even chew that. But oh, let's put that right there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Me and Jax are gonna settle down for the night. He's dribbling all over my sleeping bag now. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for watching thus far. I do appreciate it, guys. I think we're gonna get a pretty good sleep tonight. And if you guys think for one moment that I am going to be going back into the house and staying in my bed, you've got another thing coming. We're going to see out the night, aren't we, mate? So I showed you guys earlier, Jax, there's my pillow, my backpack's in here, sleeping bag's in here. We're all good, we're all cozied up, and yeah, I'm running low on camera battery now, so I'm going to turn it off, save the battery, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Take care. Well, good morning everyone. It is pretty cold and chilly this morning. It's been a bit of a frost outside, but it's just cleared. Yeah, it was nice and warm in the bedroom. Tent, wasn't it? I appreciate everyone who watched it. Obviously, it was a bit of a laugh, but thank you for those who did watch all the way through. I do appreciate it. In all seriousness, stay safe out there. Be sensible. Keep your distancing. Look after your family. All I'm going to do now is pack up the tent, obviously. I should probably repair the lawn before the wife sees it. And I'm going to go and have some breakfast inside the house because I'm hungry, and so's the dog. So I think the wife's got a cooked breakfast going as well, so I'm not going to turn that down. But thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and perhaps share this with someone who is experiencing difficult times at the moment and you think they could do with a bit of a smile. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.